All right. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. We are getting down to the nitty gritty. Last week of the regular season, most teams have 6 games left. A few have 5, but most have 6. So let's break down our standings here, and then we'll get into the best bets. All right. So let's start with our wild card race. In the AL, things are interesting. So you've got the Yankees. Can clinch a playoff spot with a win today, which, given the team, probably will. And then you've got the Red Sox 3 games back, but in the race here, really just kind of hoping for a wild card here. But Yankees still can't catch the Blue Jays, so they are only 2 games back of the Blue Jays to win the division. So it gets really interesting. The biggest thing here is the Tigers and the Guardians. It's going to be sweaty here. Huge series in the AL Central here to determine who's going to be the division winners. If the Tigers can somehow sweep the series, they will win the division, but they've lost 6 straight games. So interesting. And we've got the Mariners and the Astros over in the AL West. This is another one. It's getting interesting. Mariners, after that sweep, hold a 3-game lead in the AL West. You've got an Astros team kind of reeling a little bit. So important series. Mariners have the Rockies. Astros are on the road against the Athletics. You've got the Rangers who are out of it. GG to the Rangers, pretty much. I mean, technically they're still alive, but they're 5 games back of the wild card with 6 to play. We can pretty much say it's a GG there. We move over to the NL. And things get interesting with the wild card. So the Brewers have won the division. The Phillies have won the division, pretty much locked into the 2 seed at this point. So no real plus or minus for them. And then you've got the last wild card spot here. So the Cubs are in the playoffs. The Dodgers, Padres are all in. It's all about that last wild card spot in the NL. And you've got the Reds, who are currently sitting in pole position. Don't look now. And they are going up against the D-backs and the Mets. Pretty much a 3-horse race here. But the Reds do have the head-to-head against both of these teams. So they are definitely sitting in the driver's seat in this one. So it's kind of a look ahead to what is going on in the MLB right now. So let's start talking about these games, dig into this slate. So first game on the card is going to be Tampa Bay and Baltimore. It's going to be Ryan Pepiot against Dean Kramer. Now, Kramer's been definitely better at home than he has away, and this is a Rays team that he is just absolutely dominated, frankly. He is 4-1 with a 1.83 ERA versus the Rays. All time, he's pitched against them 3 times this season, and he's just been dominant. 2-0 with a 0.95 ERA. You've got Ryan Pepiot on the other side. The Rays are 4-10 on the road with Pepiot. However, they have won 3 of their last 4. But interesting stat here is the Rays have not won a divisional game with Pepiot on the road. They are 0-6 on the season. So this is one I'm going to take the Orioles in this spot. Given the Orioles on the money line at plus 100 as a best bet. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think the under 9 is a very viable play as well. But just going to go with the Orioles. Now, this is contrary. Orioles have not been hitting. They're 193 over the last 2 weeks against righties, 189 over the past week. And they're 4 games under 500 at home. Rays are 5 games under 500. But this is a team pretty even on paper. And I think the Orioles should be able to wake up here in this spot. There are some players that are hitting the crap out of the ball. Yandy Diaz, Chandler Simpson, those guys are on fire. Diaz is hitting 429 over the past 2 weeks. Simpson hitting 383. Other than that, you've got some cold sticks in this lineup for sure. So you've got, guys like, let's see, Christopher Morel. This guy's a strikeout machine, but he's only hitting 174. Tristan Gray's only hitting 200. So there's some dudes that are not hitting so well. Brandon Lowe's only hitting 190. So we're going to take a stab here. Go with the Orioles on the money line here, plus money. Next play is going to be Pittsburgh and the Reds. It's going to be Brady Singer against Johan Oviedo. Now, both teams on Tuesdays after the All-Star break, 4-5. So kind of a wash there. Reds are 3-4 at home in the first game of a divisional series, but they've lost 4 of their last 5. So not looking good there. But the Pirates are 2-6, and they've lost 3 of their last 4. We just look at the Pirates on the road in the first game of a series. It's been awful. They're 6-18 on the season. Reds do have a slight winning record at 13-12, but they've lost 8 of their last 11. but they've won 2 of their last 3. Reds are just a weird, streaky team. Singer's definitely been pitching better. He'd given up 1 earned run at St. Louis, 2 at Oakland, 1 at home against the Mets, and then gave up 3, but then he went 1-1-0 prior to that. So he is pitching really well. Aviado got off to a really bad start in that Chicago Cubs game. That was the one where we had Matthew Boyd over his outs, and they just went back and forth, giving up runs in the first inning. But his last couple starts, he's given up 4-2-0, 2-1-1-2. So been pitching pretty well. I think the under is live in this one. I would go under 8.5. I think the Reds are just too juiced at this price. Can't pay this price for what I think is going to be a tighter-ish game. So like I said, it would probably be the under for me. Whether a GABP, the wind is going to be blowing in slightly, and it's going to be 77 degrees. I can tell you it's been raining a lot here, so humidity is going to be up today. So another reason why I kind of like the under in this one. Next game, Detroit and Cleveland. Definitely the series of the week here. There's a couple of good series here, but this is definitely one of the bigger ones. Tariq Skubal going up against Gavin Williams. So we're getting a really good pitching matchup here. Tigers are 16-8 on the road in divisional games. So pretty good. They've won 6 of their last 8, and they're 7-1 in the first game of a divisional series on the road. Now, this is going to be the 4th time that Cleveland will see Skubal just this season, but he has been absolutely dominant. We go back to May 25th. He pitched a complete game 2 hitter. July 6th, he went 7 innings, only gave up 3 hits, struck out 10. We go back to last, 6-7 days ago, 9/18. He went 6 innings, gave up 7 hits, did give up an earned run, but he struck out 9. So he has 32 strikeouts in 3 games against this lineup. Only really one bad game if we look recently. It was that Miami Marlins game where he got tattooed, ended up leaving the game early, but he went 6 innings in his last outing, so I think he'll be fine. Nothing to worry about health-wise. Gavin Williams has been throwing the ball really well against Detroit, so we didn't see this exact matchup, but the day before, Williams pitched on the 17th, went 5 innings, only gave up 3 hits, struck out 9, so looked really good there. Previous to that, against Kansas City, went 6 innings, gave up 2. Tampa Bay went 7 innings, gave up 1. Only gave up 1 to the Mariners, and then gave up 3 to the Rangers, none to the D-backs. So he's been pitching 2 guys really good form right now. I think the over-under of 6.5 is a little too tight for me to want to play. Whether a progressive field wind is going to be blowing in slightly from right field, and it's going to be 73 degrees, but only a 3-mile-an-hour wind. This is one I might look at like a first 3 under type of deal, but just I really probably not going to play this game. I think the value is on Cleveland. Don't get me wrong. You're also getting a really short price to take the Tigers, which is also a red flag. So I won't have a play in this, but I'm going to enjoy watching it as a fan. Next one's going to be Miami and Philly. It's going to be Edward Cabrera going up against Christopher Sanchez. Phillies at home with Sanchez have been dominant. They're 12-1 at home this season when Sanchez is starting. We look at the Marlins. They are 4-5 on the road against Philadelphia. If we go back to last season, so far this season, they are 1-2. My issue here, like I said, Philly's basically locked into the number 2 seed at this point. So what are they playing for? I don't know. Does Sanchez get his full workload as they head into the playoffs? So a little bit of uncertainty here. And frankly, this is a Marlins team that's actually hitting lefties pretty well. Second best and third best over the last week and the last 2 weeks. But it's a Phillies team that's also hitting well. So if it were me, maybe the over 8. I don't really trust either team's bullpens. Steep price to pay for this Phillies team, and I'm not going to take them on the run line at home. So like I said, it would probably just be the over 8 for me, but not really. I think a lot of people are going to put this in a parlay piece, rightfully so. I think Philly probably wins, but I could also see Miami playing the spoiler here. Cabrera's been pitching pretty well, so not really someone that I want to necessarily completely fade. Maybe live bet once we get past Cabrera and we get to this really susceptible Marlins bullpen. All right, next game is going to be the White Sox and the Yankees. Luis Gil going up against Shane Smith. White Sox are 5-8 on the road this season when Shane Smith starts. The Yankees are 3-1 at home when Luis Gil starts. Now, my issue here, the Yankees' first game of a home series have not been good over their last 8. They're only 2-6. But the sticks are really starting to come around. Shane Smith's not necessarily somebody I trust. His numbers haven't been terrible. but we've definitely seen regression from him. Luis Gil over 2.5 walks is just kind of like something I just auto play. He's got a like 65% hit rate to that number, and you're getting a nice plus money juicy price here. My issue with this game, and the reason why I'm staying off of it, is just simply because it's rain. 52% chance of rain. It's going to be 76 degrees. Wind is going to be kind of swirling all around. It's going to be in and out the whole game. So just not a game I want to play. If anything, maybe take the under 9 in this one. All right, next one is going to be Boston and Toronto. It's going to be Kevin Gausman going up against Lucas Giolito. You've got the Blue Jays, who have the second best home record in baseball at 50-25, and you've got a Red Sox team that's 39-39 on the road. Red Sox are 4-6 in their last 10, so not exactly on a great streak. They're 40-41 when they play teams over 500. So this is one I got to go Blue Jays here, but man, I hate this price. I mean, there's just it's mispriced, frankly. I think from a pure value standpoint, you have to go Boston. But Kevin Gausman's been excellent. 1 earned run or less in his last 4 starts. Blue Jays are 3-3 in the first game of the divisional home series, but the Red Sox have won their last 3 divisional games on the road. So it's 2 pitchers that are going to be pretty good. Like, I'm expecting a pretty low scoring affair here. And I think the Red Sox do have a bullpen edge in this one. So like I said, value wise, I think you got to bet the Red Sox here. Just way too much value to take a team that's actually hitting quite a bit better than the Blue Jays over the last week and over the last 2 weeks. So it would be Boston for me in this one. All right, Washington and Atlanta, Brad Lord and Hurston Waldrep. We just saw this matchup on 9/17. Waldrep got smacked around a little bit, did give up 3 earned runs, but it was only on 5 hits, and he struck out 8 in 5 innings. Brad Lord in that game went into the 6th inning, only gave up 6 hits, 2 earned runs, and then the bullpen just absolutely collapsed like they do. This bullpen for the Nationals is not great, but the Braves bullpen isn't a ton better either. And they did play yesterday, obviously, both of these teams. So there's been some bullpen usage. We got an over-under of 9. I think the whole world's going to be on the over 9. I would probably go the other way and take the under in this one. Ultimately, I think the Braves do win. But again, at this price, it's just a little too steep here. I think Nationals plus 1.5 could be a live bet in this one, but I don't trust either of these teams whatsoever. And neither are playing for anything at this point. Next one's going to be the Mets and the Cubs. It's going to be David Peterson going up against Cade Horton. Now, the Mets have just not been great when Peterson's on the road. They're 4-10 this season. Cubs are 6-4 at home with Horton starting, but they have lost their last 2. This is one I do think the Cubs have the pitching advantage. Obviously, they have the home field advantage, and the wind is going to be blowing in at about 7 to 8 miles an hour today. These are 2 pitchers that really don't give up a lot of home runs. We look at home runs per 9. David Peterson's only at 0.59. Cade Horton is at 0.70. So could be wind blowing in a Wrigley, maybe a no home run bet. You could probably get some pretty good plus money on that one. I'd say it's probably somewhere between plus 300, plus 400 most likely. The splits on Peterson last 30 days just hasn't looked good. 308 average to lefties, 357 to righties, 46 hard hit percentage. And he's not been fantastic with runners in scoring position. So this is one I gotta back Cade Horton at home. This is one where I just don't trust this Mets team. They're 4-6 in their last 10. They've lost 2 straight, but you've got a Cubs team that's lost 4 in a row, 5-5 at home. I just trust them more. So this is Cubs. I actually bet this last night, and you can get a lot better value right now. It's actually a lot closer to a pick 'em at this point, but Cubs for me. Next one is going to be Minnesota and Texas. It's going to be Zebby Matthews against Patrick Corbin. I do believe it's going to be Patrick Corbin, but that might change. But the Twins are 0-4 in the first game of a series on the road against a lefty, 7-16 in the first game of a series on the road overall. So they've just been a bad team. Rangers this season, man, when they face a starting pitcher with an ERA above 5, they have been outstanding. 17-2 since July 1st and 26-4 overall on the season. Zebby Matthews has almost a 6 ERA. So if we go up that high, they're damn near undefeated. So this is just going to be Rangers for me. Rangers, maybe Rangers -1. I don't have this on the card, but this is one I definitely really, really like. Probably should have put it on the card, frankly, but the numbers were just, I had it this morning, and then the numbers just started going the opposite way to where it kind of got out. It got priced out a little bit. So I did end up getting this at minus 126, and this is I don't even think you can find minus 130 anymore, but if you can, I like it. Next game is going to be the Royals and the Angels. Cole Reagans against Samuel Aldegari. Now, Aldegari pitched last season and just didn't look good. He was one of the September call-ups. Not a great pitcher. This is going to be Royals -1 for me. Angels are 4-7 at home against a lefty this season. They haven't won the first game of a series against a lefty. The Royals are 2-0 when they face a lefty in the first game of a series. So this is a team that can hit lefties a lot better than this Angels team. I think Cole Reagans deals in this one. Should be racking up Ks. Give me the Royals -1 at minus 125. All right. Milwaukee and San Diego. It's going to be a bullpen day for Milwaukee. They're going to be throwing Bruce Zimmerman, so he's probably going to go 2 innings most likely. And then you've got Randy Vasquez, the gift of gifts. Give me the Brewers on the money line. This is a Brewers bullpen that's been pretty fantastic. This is a top 8 bullpen over the last 30 days. We've definitely seen Padres regress a little bit out of their pen. Still good. But I do think Milwaukee has the edge in this one, just simply because Randy Vasquez is throwing in this game. Splits have been awful, as you would expect. Just not somebody I want to trust personally in this one. Weather at Petco Park today. Wind is going to be blowing in from left field. It's going to be 73 degrees. About a 7-mile-an-hour wind. So give me the Brewers on the money line here. Brewers have lost 2 in a row, and you got a Padres team that's won 3 in a row. I think the Brewers kind of wake up a little bit in this one. I got the Brewers winning at 5-4, so I do think the over 8.5 could be live in this one. Next game, Dodgers and the D-backs. A very, very, very important series in this one, because Dodgers are 2.5 games up on the Padres, so they still need to get some wins, and you've got a D-backs team that's only 1 game back in the wild card race. We look at the Dodgers. They are 7-4 on the road against the D-backs going back to last season. So far this season, they are 2-2. Now, interesting stat for me on this one, Diamondbacks this season, in the first game of home divisional series, they're 7-0. They haven't lost one yet. Dodgers are 3-5. So I do think there's value here. Plus 140 on this D-backs team. I don't trust either bullpen. Shohei hasn't been awful, but he's definitely, you can hit him. It's not like he's been that dominant. But D-backs have won 4 of their last 5 with Brandon Pfaadt pitching. They did lose their last game, but a lot of those games went under the total. I think a lot of people are going to take the over 9 in this one. It would be the D-backs or the under for me in this game here. All right, Colorado and Seattle. Colorado might have a chance in this one just because Bryce Miller's pitching, but they've got McCabe Brown going, who's just absolutely awful. Give me the Mariners race to 5 at plus 110. It's the only way I could find value in this game, and I did want to kind of bet it a little bit. This is a Mariners team at home. Very good track record, 48-27. They're 9-1 in their last 10. They've won 4 games in a row, and this is a Rockies team that's 18-57 on the road. Not going to overcomplicate things. Pitch mix for McCabe Brown looks awful. Guy's got almost a 7 ERA on the road. Question marks Bryce Miller. He's got a 5.60 ERA, but historically he does pitch significantly better in this park. So we're going to take the Mariners race to 5 at plus 110. All right, St. Louis and San Francisco. Andre Palante against Logan Webb. Wind's going to be blowing out and in. It's going to be kind of a swirly wind at Oracle. It's because there is some rain chance in this one. So we could actually get some precipitation, but it's going to be 75 degrees. This is one Logan Webb. Got to trust him at home. It's just horribly mispriced. So I'm not going to touch this game whatsoever. I would actually lean towards the under 7.5 in this one. Palante's home runs, he's actually historically been a ground ball pitcher, but man, he's actually been giving up some home runs, 1.18 home runs per 9. And we're seeing his ground ball rate come down a little bit. Splits over the last 30 days have been pretty bad for both of these guys, actually. So a lot of reasons to probably take the over, but I like kind of a tighter game here. I think Logan Webb should be pretty efficient against this team here. So it would be the Giants or the under, but like I said, everything's mispriced. Last game is going to be Houston and the Athletics. Christian Javier going up against Jeffrey Springs. Javier's been bad. Last couple games have been bad. It's like 10 earned runs in his last 3 games. That said, I think Jeffrey Springs sucks. He's coming off a really good outing. I don't know if he's capable of throwing back-to-back good outings. Weather is going to be really warm, 92 degrees, and we do have the wind. It's going to be kind of swirling a little bit, but it's actually slightly going to be blowing in. This would be over 10 for me. It's the only way I would play this. I think the Athletics are able to get the Javier. It's just, can the Astros hit? This is an Astros team that's lost 3 straight. They need this series. And sometimes that pressure will do one of 2 things. They'll just completely collapse, or they'll stand up and flourish. It's an A's team that's hitting decent over the last 2 weeks against lefties. So, yeah, like I said, it would have to be the over for me in this contest, but not something I jumped on. All right, let's talk about our best bets, get you guys on your way. I appreciate you guys tuning in today. Our first bet's going to be the Orioles on the money line. We're going to take the Royals -1. We're going to take the Brewers on the money line, and we're going to take the Mariners race to 5. So those are my 4 best bets. Appreciate you guys tuning in to the channel, and have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next video.